Hello, Sparkles. Welcome back to my channel, Color Sparkle Shine. I'm Missy. It's a brand new month, and this particular page is one of the challenges that I have going on my channel. This is actually the group buddy color or the channel buddy color, so anybody can color this page. And just like I mentioned in the previous video that I announced this in, if you tag me on Instagram and use my hashtags, all that's linked down below. I will post your pictures in my Instagram stories and pin it into my highlights. But I want to do this particular page with all of you on the channel. And it is from 50 Space Themed Miniatures by Kameliya Angelkova. I think I pronounced her name right that time. And we're going to do something a little fun today. So I was gifted all of these distress crayons by Tim Holtz. And I've been playing around with these on some pages that I just like. You know how like you get a coloring book sometimes and there may be like one or two pages that you're just like, this does not speak to me whatsoever. I tested these out on there because I've never played with distress crayons, and I wanted to get the hang of it before I actually did it. So I think these are going to be super fun to do our background. So this is what we're going to start with today. This will probably be a couple videos. I try to keep my videos around 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I'm trying not to talk a lot. But I also thought it'd be fun to do a tutorial, if you will, on the buddy color page on how to use these, because I'm really trying to grab a hold of them, and they do some really cool stuff. So with distress crayons, I always recommend that you get some cotton rounds. Other people like to use baby wipes. Baby wipes are really wet, and for this kind of paper, like Amazon paper, it can really make your paper crinkly. So I prefer to use these little cotton rounds, and then I dab them in a little bit of water to move the crayon. But mostly I use my finger, and I use these to kind of wipe off between each color so that I don't get a muddy appearance. That is my personal opinion with these type of coloring books. If you're gonna do this in Kirby Rosane's books or anything that has that thick grain paper, that has some weight to it, baby wipes would probably be preferred in those kinds of books. They'll work great. But for this really thin paper, you're talking about you probably get a lot of crinkles. So this is how I'm going to do it today. So I just thought I'd put that little disclaimer out. And like I said, I use these in between each color to wipe my fingertip off. But that's one thing that's great about these is that they move. they move with your finger. So I'm going to go in with one of the darkest colors. I'm not going to do black, but I'm going to do this dark blue. I never did see, does he name these? He names all of his others? Yes, he does. This is called Chipped Sapphire. So all I'm going to do, and now listen, the one thing that is different about these to some other mediums that are out there, these dry really quickly. So my suggestion, which I'm going to do right now, is to kind of get some of the colors that you really want. And I definitely want teal, and I definitely want this green and yellow. Actually, I'm going to go with let's do green and yellow. These dry really quickly. So to move the medium around, I would suggest that you just kind of, get them ready so that you can just kind of grab them at random and get ready to use them. I did learn that. They don't dry out open like this, but once you put them down on the paper, they dry pretty quickly. So the colors I'm using is Seedless Preserves, which is a pretty purple color. The green color we got going on is Twisted Citron. The teal color we got going on is Peacock Feathers. Yellow is Mustard Seed, and I already showed you the blue. Okay, and then I'm going to get one of my little cotton swabs so that I can wipe in between. And we're going to start off with our darkest color. And I'm just going to go in and just kind of do each little section at a time. So you're going to go in with your finger and kind of do that. And then I want some of that purple kind of over here. So we'll go right here with this. And we're going to see if we can't get that to blend in together. And if any of this happens to get on my little star right here, it's okay. It wipes off. That's what's great about these is they are like a water medium. You can activate these with water. And when you do that, they wipe right off. So, alrighty. And then we're going to go in with, and listen, this is a, you know, space sky. So I want all different kinds of like colors. I'm going to go in with a little bit of yellow too on this side. And then where is that green? So we'll do a little bit of green up in this. Okay, and then I'm going to show you what really cool things they do. So I'm going to take my finger again, and we're going to get this moving. I recommend doing circles. I think circles work the best. Okay. See, like, I'm going to have to probably wipe off my finger here. Wet my finger a little. There we go. They dry really quick once they're down on the paper. But a little bit of water kind of like reactivates them. Okay. Whew. All right, I'm trying to wipe off my finger. All right, so before I go on, because I'm going to speed this process up because we can be here forever. This takes some time. What I wanted to show you was, I'll do it in the darkest color here. So I have some stencils. Do you see the little star stencil? So I'll lay it down on the darkest color. I'm going to take a fresh cotton round, dip it in some water, and I'm just going to wipe that color right off. And now we have a little star. So I'm going to do some circles too. So let me do one up here in the green. So I'm going to use the other side. And I'm just going to wipe that color off. Yeah, see, I can already see that tearing the paper because it's wet. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend baby wipes on this paper for sure. And I even have paper up beneath this. I would not use baby wipes on this. But that is one of the techniques, one of the things that is wonderful about these distress crayons, that once you put the color down, you can go back over with stencils, whatever. See how the paper's tearing? Yeah, I would not use baby wipes on this paper. And listen, that little thing was barely wet. Ooh. But anyways, that is one of the wonderful things about these distress crayons, is you can lay down your colors and then go back over. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if these completely dry out because they're water activated. You can go back in later with stencils and add like say you're doing brick. You can do your reds and your blacks and all of that and then get a brick stencil, lay it down. You know, this kind of paper, I would use something like this, barely damp. But if you had better paper, say your baby wipe, and then just kind of do this, and that stencil will break up all that color and it'll come forward as a brick wall. So that kind of stuff is really, really cool. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to lay down some colors. I'm going to speed this portion up because this background could take forever. But I'm going to speed this portion up a little bit. But I wanted to show you too that, see how I got a little bit of that green on this little bit of a planet? Again, you can wet your, and you can just kind of like wipe it off there. I'm trying to, I might have to, ooh, look at that, tore the paper right off. Wow. Yeah, I would not recommend baby wipes for this. So this might be a little, I didn't expect the paper to be that flimsy though. So I'm going to work on the background though, and then we'll come back to all of that. Okay guys, so I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this. So I'm going to show you my test page that I played around with, one of them. It's in this book. This though is quality paper, and I did not consider paper. Let's see, here it is. Okay, so this was one of them. So this was yellow and two different greens. See how well that blended together. And then up here, I did a couple different colors of like pinks and yellows and oranges. And then I took my stencils and did the baby wipe technique and see how well the stencils came off. And I wanted these circles and stars in this. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to achieve that because of the paper. Really and truly. Because you need to be able to use the wet medium in order to achieve those. And if I hold, like, the star's right there, but as you can see right here is where I did like one of those circles, but I mean like the paper. I'm gonna try a little bit more. We'll see. I'm gonna do a circle because I just thought the circles would really, and instead of using these, because I don't know, I'm gonna try it with this little bit of a towel and barely water. I don't know if it's because these kind of, my thought behind these were is they're soft and they wouldn't tear the page, but they're tearing as I do this, so I don't know. So I'm gonna try a little bit. I have my little cup of water, which I do recommend that you have next to you. Like, I'll pull that book out and do one with you here just to show you the technique if this doesn't work. But I did not consider the paper when I decided to do this. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of water and see if I can't wipe that away without destroying the paper. And I mean, you can see it very, so I might have to take some time to like really work on this, and I'm going to have to be very gentle, but I will remove this for a second just to show you how well these distress crayons do work on the right kind of paper. You definitely are going to need good paper. So here we have, this is Ann Stokes collection. This is like premium. This is really good paper compared to what Angelkova has. So I'll use like this blue here. So if we go here with this blue down here, and we'll put a little bit of purple. Okay. Then what you do is you just take your finger and we're going to blend. Look how much better that blends. You can't really see the lines. Do you see how well that blended compared to the blending on this very thin paper? This was the look that I was going for. And then if you added, we'll add some yellow up in here. We'll add some green. Okay, go around here with the green. And then on this side, I'll do a little bit of the dark blue. Okay, just to show you how these really do work. Look at this. Okay, and when I read the directions and stuff, it says to try to use a swirling technique so that they kind of blend very well into each other. So this was right here. That was the look that I was going for this, but I can't blend these because of the paper. I'm having, like, it doesn't blend. Okay, then I was going to use, see the little itty bitty star right there? So we'll take a little bit of water. I'll dip my rag in it, get it nice and wet. And you just put the star down and you just wipe. And look, the star comes right off. Oh, you guys can't see it because of the glare. Hold on. Okay, do you see that? The star came right off. I'll use one of the circles. Just to show you that these do work. These work great. Okay. There's the circle. I mean, look how well that works. I can't get the circle to show up on this. Like, that's the circle compared to this. So I feel like it ruins my page. But it's a challenge, and I'm going to have to see how I'm going to make this work. I truly did not consider the paper of her books. I truly did not consider the paper. I thought after I played, because I did a couple of these, that I would be able to achieve. And I even did a page completely. I just took a blank piece of paper. I took a blank piece of paper like this and did a whole bunch of colors to see what they would look like. And that's why I chose these particular colors, because see together, that to me looks very spacey. And then when you add the stars and the circles all throughout, and then what I was going to do was going to go in after I finished the whole page where the stars and the circles are, and I was going to use metallic glitter pens and kind of like outline them in metallic glitter pens to make the stars and the circles like sparkle. But I am not sure that I'm going to be able to achieve the stars and the sparkles in here. Look how bad that tears up the paper. I'm going to have to play with it. And I do not, like, look how streaky. Look at this. It does not blend like that. It's totally two different. So I'm a little upset. I highly recommend Distress Crayons. They do amazing background work. I mean, I wouldn't like use like, well, it worked for this. Like if I kept going, this probably would create a pretty cool dragon with certain colors. So I guess you could color with them as well, like as your main focal point. But for backgrounds, they're amazing. And to be able to use your stencils, I have tons of stencils to create backgrounds with these with stencils. Distress Crayons by Tim Holtz would be amazing for your coloring books. But I just learned the hard way that you truly, truly have to consider the type of paper that you're working with. And some of these Amazon books, if you want to call them cheaper books, I would not recommend using the Distress Crayon. You are not going to get the background that you wanted, and you're not going to be able to use the stencils the way you want. So I know this video is kind of already lengthy. So what I'm going to do off camera, and then I'll bring you back in the second video because we're going to work on the main page, is I'm going to try to see if I can find something where I can put a couple of these stars and circles, because I really want to pull that into the picture. And maybe use a paintbrush to see if I can't blend a little bit of this, because it looks very streaky, but it is, you know, it's outer space. I'm going to make this work. This is our buddy color. This is an important page for me. I feel like I kind of ruined it, not thinking about the quality of the paper, but that's how, you know, I'm not going to not put this video up, because this is what happens when you color. You learn through the process. Do you know what I mean? Through the process, I have learned that this paper is not the best paper to use Distress Crayons, but in some of my more expensive or thicker papered books, Distress Crayons are going to be an absolute awesome medium. And you learn. And then when you do it, now I'm challenged to find how I'm going to make the background work and not take away from the picture and all of that. And I do like the challenge. And you just learn. And this is just supposed to be fun. This isn't supposed to like make you stressed out and be like, oh my God, I ruined a page. Listen, if the coloring makes you feel that way, you don't take it as serious. It's just a coloring page. So I'm going to try my darndest to, see if I can't blend this out, put a couple stars, couple circles in here. And then I will bring you back for the second, and you'll be able to see, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the process. I just don't want to sit here, because I might have to do a couple things to see if I can't get it to work. I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to. But I just wanted to show you, though, how beautiful the Distress Crayons do work, though. They're just a little different than I wanted it to be on my background. But we'll make it work. Okay, thanks so much for joining me today, Sparkles. I hope that you enjoyed this, and just like me, you learned something. So if you have these Distress Crayons, I'm excited to use them in a different book. Really and truly, I am excited to use these in a different book. It's just got to be better paper. But I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you're doing this buddy color with me. And don't forget, if you are, to tag me on Instagram and use the hashtag, and I will be putting this up on my Insta stories and tag it in my, in my highlights. I can't wait to see what you guys do. But anyways, take care of you. I'll be talking to you very soon in another video. Until then, bye, Sparkles.